Good evening. Hello, Baz. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everyone else who will be tuning in. Welcome back to Phil's Corner. Stevie, best part of the week. That is very kind of you, mate. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy this little Tuesday evening tradition. Quickly becoming a tradition where we go hunting on eBay. So yeah, nice one there. Nice one, Stevie. And yeah, and others who are here. Andy as well. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Many of you will know, actually. I'll bring it up as we speak. But yeah, this week we're going to be doing a second stream as well. So, alongside this Tuesday evening slot, we're also going to be doing a stream on a Thursday afternoon. So, a different time. I'm not sure how popular that'll be, but the video will, of course, be on demand as well. If I get up the little schedule I did, you'll see. I'll switch over to the email. Yeah, so you can see here. Oh, hi, John Carl. Good evening, mate. Yeah, you can see Tuesday, our stream, of course, at the moment. But we're also doing a Thursday stream, and this is our kind of Top Gear cool wall concept. I'm calling it the hot wall. It's not an original concept at all. But we're going to literally rank every shirt of this year. So we're going to have a month or so. We need to backdate. But I'm literally going to rank all the shirts, and we'll do that live, and we'll have a bit of debate as we go through. But that should be quite fun, and I'd hope we can keep the game throughout the whole year. So yeah, that's something to look forward to on Thursday as well, guys. And of course tonight we're looking at eBay. I hope you enjoy that Thursday one as well as tonight. And of course, you know what we're doing. We're going to be hunting on eBay, finding some bargains, seeing what we can find on the weird and wonderful world of eBay. And as always, you can ask me questions as we go along as well. Bass is not a West Ham fan, but always thought they were a classy club, so disappointed we didn't drop Zuma. Yeah, of course, that is a huge story. And I mean, we won't get into it in detail here, but yeah, certainly it was quite surprising to see Zuma on the team. It must be said. I'm sure they'll continue to get a bit of backlash about that. Yeah, so that was very, very strange circumstances, to say the least. But guys, I think we'll get pretty much straight to eBay. Of course, if you are new here, you're very, very welcome to ask questions as we go along. So even though I'll be, sort of half paying attention to eBay, of course, as well as the chat, please ask me the questions you like, and I'll try to answer them as we go through. And if I don't answer them, someone else in the chat probably will. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's see what eBay has to offer. And of course, you guys know by now, we're going to be doing my favourite way of browsing eBay, which is to go auctions and ending soonest. It's not particularly revolutionary, but this kind of brings up a bit of everything. So yeah, let's see what we can find tonight. Christopher says, just checking in for the engagement, going to go back and watch him get booed every time he touches the ball. Yep, that is going to be a feature, I'm sure, of the game. But yeah, thanks for checking in, Christopher. I appreciate that. And all you guys who are tuning in, I should say. Many friends, many regular faces on this Tuesday evening. As we start, I just noticed this Arsenal shirt has already sold. So let's have a quick look. Quite a nice shirt, this one. Very similar to the Inter shirt a few years later, the Inter home shirt, the pinstripe number with last year in on the back. 30 quid. Not too bad. Great to see the seller including a product code. Just that's the best kind of eBay listing, isn't it? Just simple picture, product code. You can be pretty confident with a listing like that. Baz says, did you do it on Twitter, Phil? I posted my South Korea shirt. I did, Baz. And it looks good, mate. It looks very good. It is a beautiful shirt, that South Korea one. So you've got yourself a classic. as we start, this happens so much on these Tuesday evenings. But Hamburg, this Hamburg shit, we looked at this last week. I think it was also on for £10, and it was the start of the stream, isn't it? It's funny how the timings align as well. So this again hasn't had any bids. The seller, I mean, it probably is worth a tenner, but just there's clearly no appetite. So unfortunately for them, they're going to have to either list it for a lower price or just repeat the process. But yeah, if it goes down to like a fiver, it's probably worth picking up. But I don't remember this Spartak Moscow shirt. I don't remember that look at all. They've of course they have of course had some interesting shirts, even though they tend to be very similar. They kind of play on the theme quite well. I think a lot of the time. I don't remember that design. Reminds you of a Turkey shirt from a few years ago, but I don't think it's the same. If we just quickly go to our old classic reference point old football shirts, it reminds me of this shirt from 2016, but I think it was different. Let's just look again. Yeah, it's a different design, albeit a very similar kind of style. And again, we'll use old football shirts. This is a great site. Anyone who's new, oldfootballshirts.com. Community driven site. Really good just to get a quick snapshot of a team's kit history. So this is trying to be the 2014 shirt. And indeed, it was the 2014 Spartak Moscow shirt. So that's quite nice. I mean, it's a shame, £20 isn't a bad price, but it's not the kind of thing which I would have gone for that price. But if a bit lower, I'd be tempted. Thomas says, thoughts on the 8990 PSV kit? So for the first time the other day, and apparently it wasn't very popular because of the barcode design. Now, I'm trying to recall what shirt that is, Thomas. Is this, so you said 89. This one. Yeah, this one is interesting because I might be wrong in this, but I believe they didn't even wear it that much. It was like a kind of, there was a story here, and I can't remember what it was, but I seem to remember something about it not being very popular at the time as well as now. But I know certainly recently Football Shirt Collective had one. Let's have a quick look at their store. And if we just search PSV, there you go. I think it's in stock. Yeah. Yeah, so according to this, I might even have written this blurb actually. It was only worn in a handful of designs, and I can't remember. I think it was, there we go, pre-season, the first 4 games of the league campaign. No idea why it was kind of abandoned after then, but it's an interesting story, and to be honest, it is quite an interesting shirt. So I don't know if that price, I assume that price is good. It'd be worth checking to see. Maybe you could get cheap elsewhere, but anyway, there you go. That was a bit of a detour, but as I say, Thomas, I think that story, and you can go and check out Football Shirt Collective if you can see the listing here. It kind of adds something. I mean, for me, a story like that is a bit unusual, but as long as it has been won at least once, in a competitive game, I think even if it is just one of a few times, you don't lose too much value there. Another listing here, which has gone. Supposedly match worn shirt. The fact, if it was a match worn shirt and it's not had a bid, that's an odd situation, but it sometimes happens. And a lot of auctions have gone through. You see the Kaiser Chiefs shirt, another one we saw last week. So a lot of shirts have gone on again. Here we go. Here's a nice. We'll probably miss out just for timing reasons, but this one. From the Adidas Team Geist era, the kind of mid to late noughties, quite a nice version of that template with Bayer Leverkusen, of course. I think if this was in a kind of M or L, it would be more tempting, and it's a good price for whoever got the kit. To be fair, that's a decent pickup. Killer Kits UK is that. Let's see what else they've got. Anytime you see a good seller, guys, it's always, quite nice to check out their other listings. When I say good seller, I just, someone who's taken some good photos, the prices seem reasonable, and sure enough, we seem to have a good range of stuff at different price points, but this is clearly an experienced seller or someone who's got a small shop or that kind of thing. I love this Valencia typeface. Of course, it's the Total 90 shirt as well. But really, really do like it's not very legible typeface, that one that Valencia had. But of course, they have such a great team. And the Total 90 shirts they had were great. Yeah, some good stuff from this seller. Kind of nothing too crazy, kind of what you'd expect, but the prices seem reasonable. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Right, all these auctions are ending as we talk. I need to I need to get ahead, I think, because all these ending here. It's a busy night on eBay. And Thomas said, thanks for that. I suppose the story can add some value. Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing where, as I say, as long as it's been worn in the game, I think that helps. If it hasn't been worn in the game, and of course many shirts fall into that category, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth picking up. But I think for me, I always look for something that has been worn, even if it's pre-season or something like that. Because otherwise, I mean, it's a big debate in the community at the moment, but it's a bit like, would you pay as much money for a pre-match shirt? And often the answer is no. That's not. I mean, we could talk. That's probably a whole video's worth of discussion there. But yeah, just noticed this Dundee shirt as well. So pretty kind of standard template. But of course, Dundee United famous for their orange and black shirts, and I think that shirt there, yeah, $11.50. It's a decent pickup in medium. Yeah, quite a few auctions going on tonight, and a lot of kind of cheaper deals. So this Liverpool shirt, it's nothing special. It's just the away shirt from the kind of Team Geist era, 2007-8, in an XL. All in for about £10 at the moment. Lots of action. Nothing that's quite tempting me yet. This Schalke shirt, I'm sure I remember seeing this on Classic Football Shirts not long ago in their clearance section. The price here of 99p certainly suggests that as well. I mean, if it was a medium or large and we could verify it was real, it'd probably be worth picking up for that price. If nothing else, just to sell it for a small profit afterwards. But yeah, we won't buy it. And he says, Mineiro map shirt for one. I'm wondering Manchester made the 7-month wait even more frustrating. Yeah, that's well, that is a kind of as I said about an ongoing story, and something we could talk about a long time. Yeah, Andy, that is a funny one. And yeah, Thomas, they didn't wear the shirt in the game, so it was a funny one, wasn't it? They won the league, didn't they, last year? But they didn't wear that shirt, so it was quite interesting. I did see someone joke and say, I bet the players have probably never even seen the shirt. Because I don't think there was any photography with them or anything like that. But there we go. This is a funny one, guys. This Tottenham shirt. If we quickly, I'll just double check I've got my facts straight. This was actually an away shirt or a third shirt. I can't remember which. I think it was an away shirt. If we quickly check here. Yeah, see the 2019 away. What's quite funny is it's been listed as a training top. Now there is some significant damage here. That's a pretty bad kind of cut on the front. But it's a kind of, I guess, a bit of a pro tip. If you see stuff that's listed as a training top, and often, people just don't know what they're looking at, and it will be an away shirt. So you can get stuff often quite cheap, because if it's listed as a training top, of course, it will get a bit less interest. This one, the damage is pretty bad on there, which is a shame because it's quite a smart shirt. And if you're a Spurs fan or someone who collects UK shirts, that could have been quite a nice little pickup. As is the damage, that is kind of a bit too obvious, and you'd have to look at repairing that, wouldn't you? But yeah, That is, it's always interesting to see. And people just they don't remember or they don't know, and they just say it's a trainee top. But yeah. Like I was saying, a Storage Hunters gold found. I do like Storage Hunters. I would very much. Oh dear, that's my kind of show. We need a football shirt equivalent, don't we? Dear. Oh, look at that terrible typeface here. Yeah, not even close. Said I got a Fiorentina at 97 Fila tracksuit top in post today from Italy. Can't even 25% discount. Nice. That's a nice pickup. Any Fiorentina 90 stuff is very collectible, of course. The jackets are very nice. Thomas saying designer club shirt and then we'll never wear it. That's a waste, man. Yeah, I think the whole story is a bit odd. It's hard to know what the plan was with that shirt. Look at the detail here. I completely missed that. I think when I saw the shirt the first time. This is going back to 2015, so it's a fair few years. In shirts, there's been a lot of shirts since, but that's a lovely detail on the is that on the bottom hemline there. Really smart. And yeah, a shirt like this, if you can get it around this price, it's a great pickup. Of course, it's going to be relatively widely available given it's a buy-in shirt. But I just love that detail. I've never noticed that before. Looks really good. This is a great example as well of taking good pictures that show off the shirt, showcase details on that. That immediately makes me more interested to buy the shirt. Without that picture, if I just see that and I kind of didn't notice it down there, that'd be a bit not as fast. Andy says hi. Hi Andy, welcome guys. It's good to see many familiar faces. And if you are new, if you've just popped in maybe through Twitter or something like that, make sure you subscribe. Loads more videos to come, and we're also going to be doing a new stream on Thursdays, which should be really fun. And if you can't watch it on a Thursday live, it will be going on YouTube straight away afterwards. Ragab says United's third shirt is impeccable this year. Famous night against Atletico will make it a modern cult. The third shirt, yeah, I think it's quite interesting. I think the away and the third, of course, have quite a lot about them. Kind of retro influences. It's definitely Adidas playing to their strengths. And yeah, I think from a kit perspective, United have done quite well. Man United have done quite well. John Carlson, mail truck just went by. Had to run out and check the mailbox. As you drive away, opening 2 packages while I watch the stream. Nice. Well, do let us know what you've got, John Carl. It's a good feeling, isn't it? That new package feeling. Oh, here we go. Okay. Now, we won't be entering into this auction. We're not. We don't have the funds for this sort of level. Oh, I've already started yawning. It's only 20 minutes in. That did not take long. Liverpool's 92 shirt. With stuff like this, I'm always intrigued just to kind of know what this will go for. It's hard sometimes to kind of gauge prices for higher end shirts. Of course, you could go to someone like Classic Football Shirts to see the kind of, they would tend to charge a premium on stuff, so that kind of gives you often the top end. And then you could go down to some of the slightly smaller sellers. And there's some sellers who sell vintage stuff at really good prices. But yeah, like, just off the bat, that seems like a reasonable price. Of course, it could go higher. We've still got 20 minutes to go. But you can see here, good photos of the shirt, and it is a classic. I mean, I don't love this one as much as some of the other Liverpool shirts of the 90s, and that's coming from me as a Liverpool fan. But it is Adidas equipment. You've got the 3 stripes, very prominent there, and the number 9 in a very classic look. And I can't recall. Let's have a quick look. I don't remember, because the typeface did of course switch. I think it was the shirt after when Adidas stamped their mark on the kit. You can see here, which I actually like this style even more, but it is a bit more branded, of course. But yeah, so this kind of very much a turning point, going from the older style to the Adidas, the very obviously Adidas style. But yeah, let's watch this. Let's see what this goes for in 20 minutes. Yeah, very nice piece, and it's had a lot of action already, unsurprisingly. Brock, any idea when the next Behind the Shovels video will be released? Hopefully this month, Brock. So the guys at Hummel and the team over in Denmark, they're currently editing the next episode. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll be soon. And we filmed 3 episodes, so yeah, we've got content for the next few months. I think it'll be about once a month again. Yeah, so I'm really excited to share those with you, and there'll be there'll be some really good episodes, I think. Right, interesting here. We've got Barcelona's very lovely pink shirt, and even though this kind of shirt, you can kind of tell, like a lot of shirts, it's kind of just been made. I don't believe Barca ever had a pink shirt before this, other than, I guess if you count the salmon shirt here, I'd call that salmon. I guess it's pink. Oh, sorry, they had this one in. Okay, they've had a couple of pink shirts. Oh, they had this one as well. Okay, pretend I didn't say that. Barca's pink shirt in 2020. This is, it's not necessarily the best shirt of the year that year, but to see it in vaping it has piqued my interest. Of course, there's still 20 minutes to go, but I will definitely be watching this, because if it stays, certainly under £20, that's a great deal. Even 30 quid is probably a decent deal. If we just, we'll do a quick look now at the product code to make sure we're looking at the vaping it. So CK, that's a bit blurry, isn't it? 7654. 654. And sure enough, we get the product code here. You can see for the player issue 3rd shirt. And actually, incidentally, if we go on, this is footy.com. I used to work at footy.com, price comparison site. Although they don't have every store on there, so you kind of have to, still check around. But anyway, for example, they've not got it on any of the sites they're affiliated with in stock, so it's not a shirt you can get at the moment. So that's one to look out for. A player issue shirt, of course, has something about it, and that's definitely one. If that stays under 20 quid, that'll be a really good deal. Although I've just seen the size, and that does change things. So they've listed it as a size M, but it's quite clearly a size S. Now that's not a deal breaker, but it makes it a lot less attractive. And to be honest, I think at that point I probably wouldn't want to get a small player issue. Maybe a medium would be fine, but of course they're slightly slimmer fitting. And even though Nike isn't as bad as a Kappa or something like that, you don't have to go a size up if you don't mind something slightly slimmer. But that's less attractive. I'll keep an eye on it. If it stays at that price, it could be worth a little bit of a slightly higher bid. But then again, 5 quid. You see, there's little factors, guys, like 5 quid delivery. It's a small player issue. We'll keep an eye on it, but I'm less excited than I was initially. If it was a large, if the postage was a bit less, you could be looking at a real bargain. It could still be a good bargain. And he says that Liverpool shirt has a shiny quality. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I just don't love the that Liverpool shirt compared to some of the other ones of the 90s. And the candy one, of course, is the cream of the crop. But I'll tell you what, guys, some big auctions going down tonight. We've got a supposedly match issued or worn Gianfranco Zola shirt with all the trimmings, the Champions League, Starball patch. Wow. Now, according to the seller, it's a swapped with Marseille player Peter Lukin, however you say his name. Follow Champions League game. I mean, yeah, if real, that is an incredible shirt. And like just looking at this here, there's nothing. I don't know, what the difference were between replica and player issues of Umbro shirts at this time. Interesting. I don't speak French, but there was a note there, which is interesting. So yeah. Anyway, that is a. I mean, again, I'm going to watch it just to see what it goes for. Look at that. Very interesting. James, hello. Welcome, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are. And John Carson's got nothing special. 1890 Wales. 0405 online. Both are cheap. And I have all 4 UK countries. Nice. That's a nice little sub collection to have. And the Northern Ireland is long sleeve. That's never a bad thing. We like that in this house. We like long sleeve. Yeah, that Zola shirt is pretty special. I'm gonna have to see what that goes for. I won't be entered in the auction, but it's a good shirt. Please excuse me as I blow my nose. And as we continue, Lons, RC Lons, pretty simple shirt here, but at £5.50, that's a pretty reasonable price. We'll watch it. It's probably not enough for me to bid. I don't think it's the kind of shirt where even at that price I'd be running to get it, but it's certainly a kind of pickup which would potentially be quite good. So guys, like I say often, if you see a shirt on here, just go in and bid for it, of course. Yeah. Because that, if you can spend a tenner and get a shirt like that is a good deal. I'd be very surprised if you can find that cheaper anywhere else. What else have we got? Gillingham away shirt, match issue. This is quite funny. You do see a lot of stuff like this on eBay. Kind of match issue shirts from lower league teams. I think that's an own brand. I'd assume it's an own brand shirt. GFC Leisure, I'm sure it is. But yeah, if you collect match worn shirts, whether it is match worn, I don't know. It's just bought directly from the club. The pictures look pretty good. Certainly at that price, I think it'd be worth a punt. If you're into kind of more obscure teams or obscure brands, let's watch it. Let's see. I've got quite a few on the watch list tonight. Curious to see where the auctions end up. But yeah, Zakuani. That rings a bell. I don't know. Gabriel Zakuani. Where have I heard his name before? Looks like he was on Fulham's books. Oh, okay, he was at Stoke, so he would have been in the Premier League. Anyway, yeah, very niche shirt, but it's just that kind of stuff I think is quite cool. If you can pick up a shirt like that, get it for like 20 quid. It's a fun piece to have. You've got the patches, you've got the name set and the number, which is quite interesting for the EFL. Yeah, a lot of interesting features. So there's been a lot of stuff. I mean, we've not put in any bids, but Carl, just enjoyed our time. Is anything? No bids put in, as we were saying, but there's been a lot of interesting shirts. We've kind of there's certainly some a lot of action happening in eBay tonight. Nothing where I pulled the trigger, but I mean it's been non-stop for half an hour looking at stuff. I do not recognise this team, a Tunisian club. Interesting shirt. Confusing to have the trefoil logo on the inside label there. It looks fake to be honest, based on that Adidas logo as well. So I think we'll move on quite swiftly. But yeah, that immediately is kind of a pause for concern if you see that. But yeah, we'll continue. Tina Lee says hello, all good to see you, mate. Do you think it's possible to find an 84-85 Udinese with Zico's number on the back? I mean, it's possible. But that's pretty high level stuff there. Yeah, you do well to find one of those. This listing here says read description. What does the description reveal? Size label has one off. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, a lot of auctions happening tonight. A lot of bids. Often you browse through eBay. We browse on these shows, and there's a lot of completely dead auctions. But there's a lot of shirts that have generated some activity. John Carr saying, not fond of the name set of the squiggle. Yeah, I think with that one, it's interesting because of the link with the charity mind. But I think aesthetically, you're right. It is a bit jarring. Yeah, and I think from memory as well, there were some comments about legibility at the time not being great. And yeah, Andy mentioned it about the Chelsea bag. Yeah, let's quickly show you what we were talking about there. This, I'll say potentially match worn. I don't know if it is match worn or issued, but potentially stunning shirt there, long sleeve. Yeah, really, all the trimmings. So that's fun. I mean, if it is a match worn or match issue, of course the price it's hard. It's that end of the market. How do you even begin to price that? I think certainly if it is that sort of shirt, £200 is more than reasonable. I would have thought. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the kind of £10 to £20 range. Interesting to see this shirt going for £45, and it's just got a plain number on the back. This shirt's kind of ahead of the curve, wasn't it? Really, in terms of being a black and gold shirt, we saw many black and gold shirts over the last few years. And he's saying the shirt is match prepared. It says in the description, okay, a spare shirt. Okay, cool. That makes sense. I think that, doesn't hurt the value too much. I think it's still, still an attractive option. TDD saying it looks okay to me. I'd be skeptical about its legitimacy though. Yeah, I mean certainly you don't want to have doubts of that price as well. Of course, if you're paying that amount, sometimes you do take a risk on these things. But yeah, it's not always worth doing. This hip shirt, no action. I wanted to have a quick look and sort of remind myself what it looks like. Not a particularly attractive sponsor, it must be said. Lovely Hubble template here. Of course, the same as Real Madrid had. Football Shirts 101. Quite a big account on Twitter. Let's have a quick look at their store whilst we're here. Okay. A few interesting pieces. Another great Hull shirt. This, of course, being a memorable template. That's quite nice. But anyway, let's continue. In fact, as we get to the bottom of the page, we'll come back. I was going to say, I'll double check our watch list. I can't remember if anything was going to end soon. Now, Lithuania. That is, a terrible looking name set. Surely that wasn't their name set. It looks incredibly budget. But, I mean, Salah, they're not a big brand. Let's have a look and see if the shirt is legitimate. So, could be a match here with the 2006-2009, and interesting to see that name set. I mean, that just looks way too small. Even though, well, yeah, and the name is different. So that I'm a bit skeptical already. yeah, it's clear. It's clearly either it's like it could be a youth shirt, I suppose. Yeah, I wouldn't want to touch that one, even at that price. If I was more interested, we could do a bit more research, do a few more Google searches, and try and see pictures of the kit on the pitch. This shirt, many of you might not know that the inspiration behind this was quite good. I don't know if that's real or not, actually. Don't think it is. That name sort of looks a bit off to me, but I might be wrong. But the shirt itself, anyway, the inspiration was basically Clark Kent, superhero in his uh, alternate or the kind of everyday form, so to speak. And whereas the home kit was meant to evoke superheroes in comic books with kind of lines and things like that, motion blur and that kind of thing. So anyway, really fun story about those shirts, which many people know. Rob Warner, who designed the shirts, he shared recently. So it's a really nice little concept and execution from Puma. And of course, around the time when Italy won the World Cup. About the same one shirt I still want to find is St. Etienne 1976. For the rare occasion you come across one, they're always small size. Anyone know why the Cotton Sportive jerseys were so small at the time? I think it's more a case of just the fact those shirts are so sought after, Baz. That it's very hard to find the shirt in an M or L. It's I don't think I've seen that shirt in a good size either, or if it's the shirt I'm thinking of, I mean, any Saint Etienne shirt from that era is incredibly hard to find, and I think I'd agree as well. Like I've seen some smalls, but yeah, it's hard to find a good size. So yeah, I think it's more that case. But yeah, Liverpool away. This is a great shirt. One of my favourites I picked up last year. Trying to remember what I paid for it now. I'm pretty sure it was. I honestly can't remember, but it was from Northern Ireland Classic Shirts when I got the shirt, and I really, really liked it. This one, the price seems pretty reasonable. I think certainly if you're someone who's interested in the shirt, yeah, it's a classic Adidas equipment design, of course, the template, and the colorway is very very evocative of Adidas shirts of the time. Pretty smart. Got a Welsh shirt. We saw this last week as well. So many repeat auctions here at the same time. Supposedly a brand new City shirt. I won't bother checking if it's real, but could be a bargain there potentially if you're after this season's shirt. What else have we got? A lot of English club shirts, as there always is. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Before we get to the next page, let's look at our watch list, because we did have a few, and I'm conscious I don't want to miss out, or at least out of curiosity, see what is happening. So, this Liverpool shirt, which is just about to end, £210. Seems reasonable to me. I wouldn't say it was a bargain at that price, but I think, given the fact it's got the number on the back, that's decent. That's less than I'd expect to see it on another site. Although having said that, I think some of the kind of better vintage resellers would probably have this lower, at least initially. But that's, I don't think anyone's overpaid for that too much. It's certainly a very classic shirt. Some late bids as well, so it's actually gone for, wow, okay, very classic eBay situation, wasn't it there? So it went up to 250. Yeah, I mean that seems about par for me, I would have said. Maybe certainly less than you get it on. Like Classic would have that for kind of 350, I'm sure. I'd probably expect to get that for less from some sellers, but that's not too bad considering the condition as well. Yeah, interesting. And then we also had. I mean, these other auctions are finishing now very soon. So we've got again, if this was an M or an L, I'd be really, really interested in bidding for it. As it is with it being an S, even though it's vaping it, it's not a shirt I loved at the time, but I think that could have been a nice pickup. Alas, we'll let that one go. And this Chelsea shirt, this could easily go over 250 as well if people get excited. I'll just quickly look at the seller, see what else they've got. Huh. Okay, we've got 50 seconds. Is this shirt real? I mean, if it is, I'm skeptical. That is the player issue Puma shirt, or it should be. I think at this price, I mean, with the name set, is there anything to suggest that's real or not? I don't know. I'm going to stick in the bid because at this price, I'm happy to kind of take a punt. Of course, that's already getting some more action. Let's go 21 quid because if it is real, that is a great deal. If it isn't real, we'll get our money back. It's a real shame we didn't have more time to research this one, but of course, and again, nothing there's shouting fake to me, but this could just be me getting excited. We won the auction. Okay, so there you go. That was a panic buy situation, which does happen. But the thing is, guys, if, and it's a big if, we'll maybe try and do a bit more research now. If this is actually the Italy home shirt with Locatelli's name on the back, it's of course, worth that price. There was plenty of these Italy shirts around. They weren't that rare. But to get it potentially as a player issue, it seems too good to be true. I'm going to assume it's too good to be true. But one thing we will say is that certainly this seller with the Barcelona shirt he'd provided the product code and that was real. So that's a good sign. And if I look at their other listings, it has the looks of a real seller. There's not tons of shirts. So there we go. We may have got a really good deal there. In fact, let's just have a look. Let's try and see. So Italy home shirt. If we just try and find, here we go. Just the official listing. So this is the thing, guys, isn't it? This shirt. I mean, obviously this is on maximum price, no sale. Hilarious price there. I'm almost certain this isn't going to be real, just because the price is too good to be true. But we'll see. I think at 20 quid, and the good thing is eBay, if it is fake, you can prove it's fake, you can get your money back. That's not a problem. In my experience, usually. So yeah, there we go. As I say, I mean, the name set is a bit kind of creased, but not so much that I'm worried. That Puma logo looks great. The crest of the patch looks fine. I don't know exactly what it looks like. There we go. See, that was very much a panic buy situation. There was, literally less than a minute to go. Based on those pictures, if we look at here on the official pictures, I mean, it could be real, honestly. If it is real, I'm so happy with that though. Locatelli, he had a great tournament, of course. I don't want to get carried away, but maybe this is another South Korea Totonaji situation. That one again was a bit of a punt. We weren't sure, and it turned out to be real. If this is real, this is already one of my better bargains I've had ever. Yeah, I mean, sure. I think if you were to get this shirt, you probably would be paying much more than 50 quid on some sites. But anyway, just notice the size is an S, so that does lower the value slightly, but not so much that I'm too disappointed. And it's funny, I didn't even think to check the size. That's how rushed I was. But even still, there we go. Potentially a really nice deal. If that is an S, even though it probably wouldn't fit me, I'll still be quite happy to own that one if it is real. Given, of course, how well Italy did. It's a lovely shirt. Is it real though? Inconclusive, that's for sure. But I think it was worth a punt at 20 quid. If not, we'll get our money back. Oh dear, that was very much a panic buyer situation. Where were we? I'll just catch up with you guys now in the chat. Yeah, sorry, I missed quite a few messages there. So, T-Lady said, managed to find a match one. David Luiz Chelsea the other day on eBay. Matches, the other match one. Sorry, matches, 2 other match one collectors, so the risk paid off on that one. Nice. Very nice. What price did you pay actually out of interest? That's great though. And similarly, what's this French site you're talking about, Thomas? Sorry, I think I missed that, but do let me know. We can check that out on the stream. And yeah, nice. Good. Sorry, guys. I was just trying to read up, catch up with the chat. We continue. So there we go. We won an auction. Is the shirt real? You'll have to find out next week. We've seen these shirts, haven't we? That's an interesting design here. Stano, a Dutch brand. I believe they're Dutch, and they certainly work with a lot of Dutch teams who have been building up a bit of reputation for some crazy designs. Thanks. So French site is vintage football area. Let's check them out. Right. I mean, that's a pretty good header image there. That's got our attention. All our collection. Let's have a look. I love that little shirt. Very nicely presented. Prices, I mean, I guess this is in euros. That's one thing to bear in mind. Prices seem reasonable. That's a great shirt, of course. Classic Marseille shirt. That price isn't too bad, to be honest. Given that it's an M as well, which is a decent size. Yeah. Certainly got a lot of the classic Marseille shirts. Nice. Looks like a decent seller. Yeah. Very interesting. Want to have a bit more of a browse through. I think I'll save that for later. I'll leave that bookmarked. Nice. I like what I see though. Definitely worth a further browse. Prices seem, reasonable. Nothing that's really crazy. But if delivery is reasonable, I don't know. I assume they do deliver to the UK. Yeah. Oh, that's a good, back to fun to get oldest first. Yeah, let's do that actually. So, oldest. Yes. Yeah, I mean some of these shirts are pretty classic. This shirt was one of my most painful misses on eBay. I think it was 60 quid it went for in an auction, and I just missed. One of those things where I didn't get my bid in quite in time. I'm always kicking myself about that. Lovely shirt. What else have we got on here? Liam, good evening, mate. It has been an interesting stream. We won an auction potentially on an Italy shirt. Some doubts as to whether it's real, but if it is real, really happy with the price. But if it's not, we'll get our money back. But yeah, it was very much a panic buyer situation though. With less than a minute to go, we took a calculated risk. Oh, these shirts are fantastic. I will save this for another time. But yeah, great suggestion from the guys in chat. Enjoy the matches, Carl. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, mate. Right, let's go back to eBay. In fact, I've just noticed my phone battery is about to die. I'm going to leave you on the pause screen, guys, for just a couple of minutes, if that. And then we will return. Be right back. And we're back. Apologies for the delay. And Tilly says, "Is it food time?" It is food time. I've got a bag of crisps. So what are these? Sensations Thai sweet chili, which my wife had already started eating, but I'm finishing them off. So apologies, actually. It's of course very rude to talk as you eat, but I'm going to do it anyway. Right, let me just catch up on chat again. I've been woefully responding to chat tonight. As you go through, yeah. Pat said Phil still hasn't started yawning yet. No, I did, Baz. You missed a couple of yawns already on this stream. I'm not gonna lie to you there. I did yawn a couple of times. Unreal choice of crisps. Yeah, honestly, as I say, this is I'm pretty sure my wife bought this today while she was at work, and yeah, I commend her for her choice. These are hitting the spot. These sweatshirts are great. Again, apologies for talking as I'm crunching down, but anyway, Parma. These shirts are great, and these are. I think, am I right in saying there was a range for different clubs around Italy in the same style? And a bit of 30 quid, which shows you the kind of collectability of these. Very nice. Dylan says, good evening, Dylan. And James, top 3 crisp flavours. I mean, oh dear, just lost something down the back of my desk there. So, oh dear. Where are we? Top 3 crisp flavours. It's funny, James. This may be controversial, but I'm not a big fan of meat flavoured crisps. So I'm a big salt and vinegar guy. Again, boring flavour, but I love salt and vinegar. What else do I go for? Honestly, it's hard to think of specific flavours. But yeah, I generally don't. I'm not a big kind of meat. I mean, I love like you know, Doritos, lime Doritos. That hint of lime, is it? Those are my go-to. Yeah, maybe I think that we'll need to do a further conversation on this. I think, James, because yeah. There's lots that are coming to mind. I don't want to spend too long talking about crisps. Those are the ones that came to mind first. But good question though. Yeah, so you saw vinegar number 1, says Thomas. Exactly, mate. You're a man after my own heart. before I talk about crisps anymore, interesting to see this shirt, which is supposedly from 2018. Now, this would be an amazing shirt to own. I won't bid on it, but certainly, if you were to do your research and you could verify it in some way, it's actually a really nice piece. The funny thing is, signatures for me, I'm not a big fan of them. Unless you have a certificate of authenticity, in my mind, they actually devalue the shirt. But yeah, interesting to see it on eBay nonetheless. If it is real, of course. This is the kind of thing which is easy to fake, or often is faked. But yeah. Ballum says, "Hello, Phil from Phil's Corner. Bought shirt for the first time on eBay today. £7, size 10 I'm taking. It is a size medium Bushy Dorman shirt. Last one available in size 12. That's good stuff. First eBay purchase. You've broken your eBay duck. It's a slippery slope, as we all know. But no, that's great. Very good stuff, Ballum. I hope it comes through, and yeah, maybe the first of many. First of many eBay purchases. That's just enlightening chat, crisps and football shirts. Honestly, my dream, guys, is I'll be big enough on YouTube and what have you to have a food related show or something to do with food. One day, it's early days at Phil's Corner. We're just getting started. Yeah, one day maybe we'll do something to do with food. I think we're a long way away from justifying that, but until now, you'll have to put up with me munching down on crisps. As we browse eBay. Nottingham Forest long sleeve shirt here. Nothing special. But a reasonable price. James Willis has saying my shirt ban finishes on the 5th of March. Any eBay says I should check out. It's a good question. Honestly, James, I don't have I used to have a lot of different sellers, kind of on speed dial on saved lists and things like that. But I've not had that for a while, so I couldn't point you in the direction of anyone specific. But it's a good question. Aston Villa 2000. This one's an interesting one. I think. Sorry guys, I'm nearly done with the crisps. Theodora, one of those brands who kind of didn't really. I mean, they've done quite a few shirts over the years, but I think there's something quite kind of nostalgic about them. That NTL sponsor as well. Horrible colourway compared to the shirt or in conjunction with the shirt, but yeah, I think these kind of shirts are quite. If you're a Villa fan, and I say this a lot, if you're a fan of a team and you're able to pick up a shirt like this at this price, get this instead of the current season shirt. I mean, unless you love the current season shirt, but this sort of stuff, it's quite wearable, and I think it gives you a bit of an edge, I'd say, to have a shirt like that. So again, here's a great example. Brian, crazy colorway, but that's great. I love it. It's such that is such a standout design compared to a lot of more modern Bryson shirts. And price is decent. Long sleeve. I don't know which Barnes that is. Is that Ashley Barnes of I don't know why I was going to Google Barnes. Ashley Barnes of Burnley fame. I don't know if it is. Let's have a look. Did he play for Brighton? So he did. Look at my football knowledge there. But anyway, yeah. But it's just a great. This is what eBay is so good for, guys. Important question from John Carlton: Marmite versus Vegemite. Now I'm a Kiwi, so I have been exposed to Vegemite, so to speak. But here in the UK, it's all about Marmite. So I actually love both. I'm one of those people who loves Marmite. I quite like Vegemite as well, so I couldn't choose, John Carl. Marmite is more available here, but I'm partial to Vegemite too. No. Final couple of mouthfuls. Once again, I apologise for just eating flagrantly on stream. Anyone who doesn't like the sound of someone eating has, I'm sure, tuned off at this point. Oh dear. What else are we saying? Alan, bought anything recently, and how many auctions have you been following buying? Honestly, I've not bought loads. We just had the pickup tonight, which I'll run through in a bit if you didn't see about them. But yeah, no, it's not been. I've not been spending tons. Most recent pickups, actually, guys, I will show at the end. I did get a couple of shirts from Sports Direct. There were women's sizes, and I'm going to be doing a video soon on that. And they're really good shirts. So actually, do stick around in 15 minutes or so. I'll show you guys on stream the shirts that I picked up. I'm going to photograph them and stick them on Twitter probably tomorrow. But yeah, in short, I did try them on, and the XL actually did fit. Only just I had to get my head through the shirt, which was a bit tight, bit touch and go. But the fit wasn't actually bad, and I'm kind of between an M and an L usually. So the L was a bit too small. I got an L and an XL Nike women's shirt. But yeah, I was quite happy to get the shirt. I love these sweatshirts, but I mean that price is quite expensive. I'm pretty sure Classic Football Shirts has some of these as well for quite a cheap price. And this Roma shirt, I think I'm not sure about that swoosh. It could be real, but this is quite an underrated Club America design. Again, if it is real. I don't know if that's a player. Sagai. Let's have a look. A very quick Google will reveal all. Not sure. I would assume not. Maybe it was. But AFC, Phil, what team do you support? So I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm one of those people who have quite an interest in number teams. So I live in Huddersfield, and I've actually seen more Huddersfield games than I have anyone else. I don't go regularly, but I know I go to a few games a season. So I went at the weekend actually when we beat Barnsley 1-0. Very cold and very wet. But Town are in pretty good shape at the moment. But yeah, so I'm partial to Huddersfield, and I'm from near Southend. So again, I kind of grew up watching them, and I've got loads of teams I have a kind of vested interest in. But yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan first and foremost. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Red Star shirts are very collectible, and this is a very nice one. The goalkeeper shirt. Really, really nice. To be honest, even though that price isn't a bargain price, I will keep an eye on that, and I'll be interested to see what that goes for. Talking of what it went for, let's see what some of our watch list items went for that we were looking at earlier. If we go to how do we see ones that have ended again? So, some interesting developments. We had the Barca shirt. We ended up going for 38 quid. So, I mean, to be honest, that's, it is not a bad price considering it was Vapornet. But it was size small, and I'm surprised it went that high actually. But obviously, if you are that size, then you've got a good deal there. So yeah, that's interesting. The Chelsea shirt only 220. So if that was, a spare shirt or whatever, I think that's a pretty. I mean, sure you might be able to get it cheaper elsewhere, but I think that's reasonable, honestly. Banham saying, I think you should do a video on women's sizes. Yeah, that's my plan. I think I need to decide whether I'm going to do whether I'm going to kind of try and get some other brands shirts and try them on. I think I probably should, or at least maybe Adidas. So I need to try and find some cheap women's Adidas shirts. Yeah, because I think it's an interesting topic. Of course, the only kind of problem is that you do get a lot of variations year on year, even so it's hard to kind of keep on top of it. But certainly, as a general principle, I think it's an interesting topic. And I'll say actually now that the XL, I just said, didn't I, that the XL actually did fit me pretty well. Yeah, apart from my head not, only just fitting through. Yeah, it was actually not too bad. And I'll show off the shirts. They're somewhere hanging up. I'll dig them out before we end tonight's stream. Yeah, and it's so often they do women's shirts in men's sizes. It's really annoying. There's been a few examples recently. I think it's becoming more common. I know certainly the England away shirt. So the England women's team had a great away shirt, which is a lovely, the kind of deep maroon one that they had. That I'm pretty sure was available in men's sizes. So yeah, that was a really really nice one, which it was good to see them make available. And I think more brands are doing that now. Yeah, and that's good to see. And I think often these shirts from various women's teams are better than the men's designs. That is certainly the case sometimes. So yeah, it's good to see. Interesting here to see Argentina and the '98 Argentina and the classic M&M Direct, the kind of shirt that kicked off the M&M Direct craze, Columbia shirt, in the same listing. This is a funny description as well. Bought in Argentina in 1999 as a gift for my girlfriend from a reputable sportswear shop. Hasn't been worn but would benefit from a wash. Has been in the loft for 10 years. And the Columbia shirt, bought a couple of years ago from someone selling clothes in the street in Bogota. So again, we know. Hang on, I just saw that. That is a fantastic looking. Oh, look at that jumper. That's pretty cool. We're distracted. Yeah, of course, as I say, this was on M&M Direct, so everyone picked this up for about $5 or $10 or whatever it was. But the Argentina shirt has piqued my interest. It's certainly one to watch. Obviously, I would want to double check authenticity. And the Adidas shirts at the time, they were quite kind of bulky, quite baggy. But yeah. I mean, certainly if it is real and it checks out, and the first impressions aren't bad. Yeah. Could be really, really nice pickup. We'll watch that one. When does that end? Tomorrow midday. So one to look over lunch there for you guys. Could be a good one. Yeah, so Annie said about the women's shirts. Yeah, exactly. They can be quite snug. For me, as I say, XL was only just okay, and I'm kind of an MOL. Yeah, so I think if you can get large sizes, because that's the thing, the price is often amazing. The sports direct shirts are like 15 quid, which I was very happy about. But I'm also someone who doesn't always wear my shirts, so I was also okay with that if it came to that. This Liverpool shirt is one which I am quite keen to own because I don't have it, even though it's nothing special. So I'm going to watch this one again and double check if it's available anywhere else. That could be one. I don't know. Is that if that either that's an embossed detail or it's a detail that's come off in the wash. I'll have to double check. But anyway, it's a shirt that I think has aged quite well. 20 quid. I can maybe make an offer. That's one I may make an offer on, just because it fills in the gap. I don't actually have that many Liverpool shirts. I've only got kind of half a dozen. So I'm sort of slowly looking up to pick up bargains of the ones that I really like, and yeah, so that's one I might take a closer look at. So there's been a lot of good stuff tonight. It's been busy. It always is busy. Andrea's saying popping in before it's too late. Hello, mate. We did have we won an auction, and unsure if it's real. I'm sort of fairly. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good, and if it is real, I'm really happy. Even though it is size small, if it is real, that's really thrilled at that price. But if it's not real, we'll get our money back. But yeah, so that happened today, Andreas. And you've also asked what kits from past AFCON did you enjoy the most? Good question. Mali got a lot of love, and I do really like their shirts. That eagle design is very memorable. I mean, Senegal were one of a number of good Puma tops, and even their shirt in the final. I did really like the two-tone green look. But yeah, apart from those guys, and I think Ivory Coast as well. Their away shirt looks really cool. I really like that one. Yeah, but for me it was Mali, and the NS shirts, the brand NS that made their shirts. I believe they're quite hard to pick up. So it's one of those where I'd love to own one of their shirts, but I don't think I'd probably be able to. And Daniel saying, found any nice shirts. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't know if he called it Daniel, but this was a panic buy. I literally had 50 seconds. I made a calculated risk. If it is real, I'm really happy with the price. If it isn't, we'll get our money back. I'm pretty skeptical. It just seems a bit too good to be true, especially because it seems to be the player issue version. I say that I keep saying it's player issue. Let me check the replica. I might be remembering that wrongly. We're just on the Italy store here. Yeah, so the replica didn't have those ventilated panels, and it had the embroidered Puma. Unlike the authentic, that one, appears to have, at least on the sleeve, you can see that it seems to be a heat transfer. Yeah, who knows? I'm basically just assuming it's fake until it arrives. But if it is real, I'm really happy. We'll see. Find out next week, guys. James said, Phil, have you seen manufactured shirts? Oh, sorry, shift production to a different country while making the same shirt? And you mentioned a Juve shirt. Pretty sure it's fake. It says in Thailand. Yeah, that is very rare. You do sometimes get situations where you'll have different batches and even different product codes. So I noticed that with my Boca Juniors shirt, and which was from Argentina, and I queried it with the guy who bought it from the club shop because the product code didn't match, and it turns out it was actually legitimate, but just another product code because it was a different batch for whatever reason. That's rare. It doesn't usually happen, but in short, if it is a different country, I have heard that happen, and you do see things like, especially on a lot of older shirts, actually, things like Japanese versions of shirts and things like that. But yeah, in short, it's not completely unheard of, but in general, for something like that, it's like a Juve Palace shirt, I'd want to see proof of purchase or something, because that is a big potential risk. And yeah, if there's any, the general rule with shirt hunting, and I'll say this to other people, like if it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And there's me saying that as I've said this is probably too good to be true. This shirt, but I mean, do as much checks as you can, mate. I mean, as you're in the Slack group, James, do stick it in there. I'm very happy to have a quick look at it as well there. And that's a good time to say, guys, James is one of my patrons. You can support me on Patreon. You guys watching here is a huge support, and I really do appreciate that. And of course, not everyone has, is able to support on Patreon. But if you are able to, the details in the description. And I'm in there every day, chatting with guys there. So quick plug. As I say, your support here is also very welcome, though. And yeah, I'm just saying, fair play to Molly, did something unique, incorporating an animal. Yeah, they've done it for the last few shirts, which I absolutely love, that they've had that kind of ongoing theme. This Hajduk Split shirt is I think Macron did this for a few teams, but it's a great. I'm not the biggest fan of the aesthetic, but it is quite memorable. So that's a really kind of interesting potential pickup. I'll certainly watch and see what it goes for. And I noticed this as well. Some of you probably saw me open this. Of course, I do have one of these shirts with Bellingham on the back, I should say. Interesting to see someone selling it for Ake. So it's a fake. And they've at least said, well, they said remake. They should really say it's fake. I was going to say, the first impressions weren't bad, although you can see it, the stitching or the alignment there, the collar or the neckline isn't great. But yeah, shame to see a fake going for any, if you're going to buy a fake, you might as well get it much cheaper at source, but there we go. We'll make this the final page, and then I'll show you guys the shirts I got from Sports Direct, the women's size shirts, before we wrap up. And then I'll go and pay for this Italy shirt, and we'll have a nervous wait to see if it's real or not. But it's been a busy night. Okay, so let me just quickly grab these shirts. I think they are covered. And we'll switch to the main camera. So guys, these were 2 shirts I picked up from Sports Direct for about 15 quid, so they had a cheap sale. And they're both really nice. We've got Portland Thorns. This is a large women's size, and I did try this on. It was a bit small. But it's a great shirt. I mean, this is, full of some lovely details. If we show the crest. I don't know what bronze stands for, but a really nice bespoke detail on the inside neck. Lovely pattern on the shirt. Lovely little back sponsor there. Jersey Mike subs. It's just a really nice shirt. In fact, I'm not even showing the best bit. The side detail, which a lot of teams did, where they had this detail on the what I was often referring to as the lightning bolt motif on the side there. But yeah, it's just a good shirt. As I say, it was too small for me, but this China shirt did actually fit. This is an XL, women's XL. Lovely design. This is an amazing pattern. Look at that. Undoubtedly one of the better designs, international designs, I would say, of the past couple of years. Again, great inside neck detail. There's a kind of phoenix there. I don't know how clear that is on the camera. It's not very clear, but really nice colorway. This kind of grey and vibrant orange. So this again, really happy with that. There's more details on the back. So I'll be doing a video soon about women's sizes, I think, just for interest's sake for people. So really happy with that one. Full shit connoisseur, hello mate, welcome. We're just closing the stream. I'll do a few more questions before we go. But yeah. Let me see what other comments we've had. Georgie saying, thoughts on large amount of Napoli kits released this year. Do you think this bloats values, and generally, how do you feel about teams following the market? Oh, that's a big topic. I think my hot take would be that I think what Napoli are doing is a bit of an experiment. We've seen multiple kits a year, but I don't think. Well, I can't remember a team at the top level of football releasing so many kits. So I think brands will be watching, clubs will be watching, seeing how the Napoli experiment goes down. obviously, as a consumer, I think there are a lot of frustrations because the price of the shirts is quite high and the designs aren't that great. One or two of them I think are interesting, but the Maradona shirts, for example, I didn't think were very good at all. So yeah, it's hard to say, Georgie. I think in terms of the kind of the longer term implications, I expect teams will begin to release more shirts, but I think there's better ways to do it. And certainly, I don't think the quality of the designs and the price points are great for Napoli. But yeah, it's a huge topic. It's an ongoing topic. It's pretty mad that they're still releasing new shirts, isn't it? So yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about this more at some point. Full shirt concert. Oh, sorry, I did always say hi. I think I might have done. I'm getting tired, guys, but it's been a good stream. I will probably say goodbye now. But thank you for everyone who's tuned in. As always, don't forget this Thursday at 4 p.m. GMT, we're going to be starting a new show called The Hot Wall. We're going to be ranking shirts from this year. I'm going to be putting them in a big kind of Top Gear. If you've seen Top Gear, their cool wall concept. It's a concept I'm shamelessly ripping off. But that's this Thursday. Of course, if you can't join the stream then, if that time doesn't work, it'll be straight up on YouTube, as these streams are as well. But it's been great to have your company. Thank you for everyone who's asked a question or just chipped in, who's stopped by. It's been really good fun. I really do enjoy hanging out with you guys. I really appreciate you coming on. And yeah, it's been fun. We've found some good shirts, and we did potentially pick up a great bargain. Maybe it's a fake. We'll see. But yeah, so to Liddy, Thomas, Andy, James, Baz. Dressable crisps. Oh dear. Yeah, I shouldn't do that regularly, should I? That could get out of control. It'll end up becoming a full on kind of snack chat, I think, if I'm not careful. But no, it's been great hanging out, guys. If you are new, I'll say it once more, but please subscribe because it helps grow the channel. So if you're new and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click the button. Join the Phil's Corner community. And yeah. Actually, before I go, Liam's saying the show says will by any other name. Apparently, so hang on, that's funny because I referred to it as Bron and it's actually BAON. So there we go, it's not Bron. I can see it now. By any other name, apparently taken from Romeo and Juliet. Not sure what it has to do with Portal Thorns. Good knowledge there, Liam. I like that. It's a great detail. Yeah, this is a great show. I'll be taking some nice photos of those tomorrow and sharing that. But yeah, Andres, see you on Thursday. Oh, good stuff. I'll look forward to seeing you there, mate. And John Carl, thank you, mate. Guys, it's been a pleasure, as always. I'll leave you with the outro scene. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you very soon to talk about more football shirts. Take care, guys.